Whew, that was a long 10 seconds. I held my breath too.
Don't do that.
I did. So no, yeah, it's an hour.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
So-
did not know that.
Yeah.
I just want to start by saying I got roped into this
Yeah.
within 24 hours.
You did.
Um,
And thank you.
and whatever, you're welcome. Mostly because whoever this mythical friend of yours is canceled at the last minute. I don't even know who this man is.
That would be Kyle. Yeah, he wouldn't care if I say his name.
No, it's fine. Hi, Kyle.
Yeah. So
Definitely flaked out, but here we are.
I guess you could. Thank you. Wait, do you want me to say your name? Do you want me to make up a name?
No, then that's gonna be terrible.
No, actually, I
No.
can think of a really good.
No, because you're gonna give me a stupid name, and I'm gonna get mad.
It won't be a stupid name.
Just you can just say my name. It's fine. It's fine. My real name.
I really want to use a fake name.
No.
I know, but it would be so much fun.
What is your fake name before I get? I want to have final decision.
Okay.
What is the fake name?
It's a choice between Karen
No.
and D.
Both are terrible.
DEE.
No.
Oh, okay. Then
Maybe Michelle. I use Michelle when guys are trying to hit on me and they're asking me my name.
Interesting.
I use Michelle. I don't know why,
Okay. All right.
but I use Michelle.
Destiny's Child.
No, not the reason, though. I do like Michelle.
It's like you don't want to talk to.
I don't know
Michelle.
why that's the first. That was the first. The first time I ever went to a club and got hit on, that was the first name that came to my mind of who should I don't want to tell you my real name, so my name is Michelle.
Okay. So can I use your real name then?
I mean, you can.
Okay. Thank you, Joy.
You're welcome,
There you
Chris.
go. I just want. So yeah, I guess I should try to talk in the beginning of this. So thank you for helping me with my podcasting
Sure.
starting. Yeah, this was. I guess you can look at this as a rough pilot,
Emphasis on rough.
rough light.
Yeah.
So it's a rough pilot, and it was supposed to be me and Kyle. Did you know the name of? Did I tell you the name that we
No,
had?
actually, you didn't.
Yeah. And it's a bad name, but it's bad enough to where you can live with it, like a scar.
This intro is terrible.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, like I said, it's a pilot, so
Rough pilot. Don't forget the rough part.
rough pilot. So we'll recast parts and all that stuff.
So, but what's the name? What is the name of the tentative name of the podcast?
Canadian Coney.
What the fuck does that mean?
Okay, so glad you asked. And then this will be when the music comes. So Kyle is one half of Canadian Coney. He is, you probably guess it, Canadian.
Got
yes,
it.
Yes, he's from Toronto. I am originally from Detroit, Michigan, which a very famous brand of diners there we call Coney Island.
Oh, fun
Not-
facts.
yeah.
Not the one from Queens. But
Yeah, not to be mistaken. There's a diner called Coney Island. in
No,
Queens.
you're talking about the area in Queens, not to be mistaken with Coney Island.
So wait,
Like the Coney Island, like the beach in Queens.
but that's Brooklyn, isn't it?
Isn't it on the intersection of Brooklyn and Queens? Am I getting that wrong?
Yeah, super wrong.
Oh my God, I thought it was
wow.
Brooklyn intersection of
No,
Queens.
Yeah.
Well,
no.
first of all, I am from New York, but I'm from the Bronx. The first time I
Mm-hmm.
went, we're gonna go on this tangent. The first time I was allowed to go to Coney Island, or not allowed, but the first time I went to Coney Island, I was 23
Oh, okay.
because my father was like, "You will die there."
You know what? I can see that.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I would mention it like, my friends are gonna go to Coney Island for 4th of July. He said, "You won't. You will be here in the Bronx."
Yeah.
So the first time I went to Coney Island, always thought it was like on the intersection of Brooklyn and Queens, which tells you how directionally challenged I am, even though I'm a native New
Yeah,
Yorker.
because it's like way another
I
direction.
always thought it was in Queens.
No,
the whole
it's-
time.
Yeah, and my only real.
Those two boroughs are the same to me because I live in the Bronx, though.
I got you.
I'm very, very,
They're
very, very
worlds
uptown.
away.
They are worlds away.
Gotcha,
They're
yeah.
very, 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 very uptown. Sorry, Coney Islanders. It's surely in Brooklyn.
But yes, Coney Island, very south Bronx of Brooklyn. Oh, I'm sorry. And
I'm actually from the South Bronx.
my only reference to Coney Island was like the Warriors prior to probably going. So
Why the Warriors?
because that's where they were trying to get to through the movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure.
You never saw the Warriors?
No.
Oh wow. Strange. It's weird. I'm judging. I don't know why. I just want to.
But you also I don't think that's smart because you have a lot of different interesting taste in things.
True. So off of our tangent. So yeah, Detroit, Michigan. There is a thing of diners called Coney Island. So therefore, that we decided on Canadian Coney because the premise of the show, I guess, will be we'll talk about our experiences and our opinions and stuff. But isn't that what all podcasts are? Basically, you just kind of sit there and chat.
There's a lot of pop culture, general lifestyle.
Yeah, and that's... And
I'm putting my marketer hat on. How are you going to differentiate yourself in the cluttered environment?
You know what? Still figuring that out, but I guess I'll just rely on my charming personality.
Well, that's going to be a failure.
Yes.
But better question. I mean, is this more of like free therapy? Well, it's not free, but like, is this a form of like therapy, or is it, do you actually want people to listen?
It could be, I guess it's I guess 60-40.
70-30. 70% therapy.
Therapeutic, also just like something to do with a friend. And then, if people listen, then that's great. I mean, I've done a podcast.
Is Kyle black, by the way? I just want to know. Let's talk about Kyle. Who is Kyle?
Kyle's Caucasian.
Okay.
He is also half Jewish by blood.
Well, that's how else would... Okay.
Well, maybe and that's a weird thing because, like, I don't know. Well, he doesn't actually practice. I don't...
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine.
Practicing Jew. I think only... So it feels weird to say a Jew because you feel racist. Anyways. Canadian. He's married.
Oh, how did you meet Kyle?
And that was going to be... I feel like... Well, since this is a rough pilot, I guess we'll go over the story ourselves, too.
No, I mean, it's fine. This is just like a... I'm probably never going to be on this podcast again. So
well, you
fine.
Probably could, because we could have obviously as it grows and we,
Well, now I'm curious about Kyle and his life trajectory. Like, how did you meet?
So me and Kyle met, funny enough, through Bumble.
Stop.
No, we met through the BFF section.
Wait, you're bullshitting.
No, I'm not.
Wait. I'm sorry. What?
So
okay. Let me pause by saying that this is not being any way, shape, or form shady to people who are on the Bumble BFF section. I am being shady towards you being on the Bumble BFF section.
Okay.
And my question is, why? And then also, I have never met anybody who's legitimately made a friend there.
Okay.
So explain this to me.
Well, because like I have Bumble like anybody else who uses the dating app stuffs. And like while I was like exploring, there's a work section too on that.
Okay. We're not going to get into my Bumble experiences. That's not the question.
Okay.
I'm not on trial here, sir.
All I'm saying is there are multiple categories within the app that you'd be surprised to find.
I've heard. Well, yes, because I've heard of Bumble BFF. I've literally never met somebody who was like, I'm going to find friends via this app. So like maybe it's me being like super judgy. Like, explain to me the process.
The motivation.
Like, why did you do this? And then
I mean, I was like trying to open up my social circle, and
Okay.
I realized like I'm not, because I have a general rule where I don't really like to befriend coworkers.
Oh, you're saying no. You're a say no to coworkers person.
Yeah. Like I don't mind hanging out with you sometimes here and there, but for the most part, I tend to like keep that very separate. So I was like, all right, well, I need some more friends, and you can meet friends organically, but
it's hard.
It's hard, especially as a guy and older you get and everything. It's just difficult. So I was like, you know what? This is pretty much spoon fed, so why not? So I'll go on the BFF. So fun fact, although I'm not really sure if it's a fun fact, but maybe a lot of other people know, but you don't. I'm not sure.
Okay.
So it's meant to just, so you see other men only. I guess, I don't know if there's an option to see women on there too. But
I don't know why you wouldn't. Why? Oh, they gotta change that.
Yeah, I think that's kind of sexist, but whatever. So you go on it, and a lot of men, though, kind of use it to hook up with other guys secretly, which I didn't know this. So I was like,
I mean, why don't you just use regular Bumble? Can you not?
Yeah, but I guess you'd have to put that. Ideally, all the men using it in the BFF section are being secretive.
Oh, are they like closeted?
Like
men?
closeted or down, or
that makes me like that makes me sad that you
that you have to do all that.
You have to do all that. But like, hey, if you get in, how you fit in.
Yeah, but it's almost like, come on, guy. Like literally, all you have to do is just click down to the next one and pick other gay. Like you don't. I'm pretty sure you can find closeted gay men on the regular one too. So why,
But then again, we are speaking as two cishet people, so please take this as a grain of salt.
Yeah,
we don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
I don't know everybody's reasons. I'm just
right,
saying.
but I would imagine that if you were on regular Bumble and you are a man who is attracted to other men and you are closeted, the assumption is probably that the men that are on regular Bumble are out. So if you go on a date with a guy or like go to hook up and he finds out that you're closeted, he might not be interested in you anymore.
Possibly, but considering, at least from my knowledge of how that whole community works, it would seem strange to be like shocked. I mean, I understand having a feeling
not shocked,
towards it,
but imagine like
not being able to accommodate it.
Right. Well, that's the.
But that's just maybe an assumption on my part.
I think it might be assumption because, like, I think queer people have to make choices on who they're dating and what their deal breakers are, just like straight people. True. And if a deal breaker is, I was in the closet for a while, I'm out. I'm not trying to do that experience again, because that's a lot of burden that you're putting on yourself. Where you can go, who you could be seen with, whose friends you can meet, whose family you can meet. That is a lot of responsibility and burden that you might not want to do in a relationship.
True. So maybe, but I didn't have to do all that. Like, so I go on the BFF looking for like, all right, let's just see friendlies. And at that point, I was already frozen. Like, how do I go about assessing it? Do I judge somebody on their face or their cool profile? I don't know. So I just randomly swiped and just kept swiping. And
is it face based?
I mean, yes, it's the same as everything else. You're just
okay. Okay, that
which is a little kind of gay. Like,
not even that, but more so. I mean, I'm very comfortable with sexuality. That could be like, oh, you're a really pretty woman.
Oh yeah, no, I could call a guy handsome or
and that's
good
fine.
looking.
But that's the same. Like, I just find that really interesting in terms of like you're basing your friendship. I think it's more of a societal thing. We don't necessarily base our friendships on attractiveness. Yeah. But we're conditioned to base our feelings or somebody that you're romantically or sexually attracted to based on their looks.
Well, also somebody could just look weird. Like,
right.
Whatever that may be to you, somebody may just be looks off-putting or something like.
Off-putting, but like but still, it's based on some type of physical draw to them on a friendship standpoint. Right. It's just that we're not conditioned as society to pick platonic friends on that.
Right. So that was how.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So BFF did that, and so me and Kyle matched. Because originally, I guess our first little episode was going to just talk about our horror stories with that. So I'll do mine early. You have a lot of guys who like they start talking to you and then it clearly turns sexual really awkwardly, really quickly, and you're like, oh man, this is because I don't care that that's what you like. I just didn't come here for that. I can think of the most awkward one.
So like on a Kinsey scale, you're like 0.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm genuinely just asking. Like, this is not a trap.
For the most part. No, it's for the most part. Yeah. So yeah, like I remember one guy I met, we was chit-chatting, and then he was like, what's the last time you did something for the first, or what was the last time you did something for the first time? I was like, that sounds like you want to get my butt. I'm okay. And I just kind of moved on from that. There was a lot of those. And then there was actually guys who were openly heterosexual. Like, there was one older guy, he was like, yeah, I'm married and everything. I was like, that's cool, we could be buddies, but the stuff he was saying was like he wanted me to come over and get drinks, and I was like,
you can get drinks with straight men.
Yeah.
You can also get drinks with gay men and not have sex.
True, but he was very aggressive about it. Like, he kept like at one point we was just talking about a conversation. I think I stopped because I was busy doing life, and he just kept sending like 4 messages in a row. Like, you there? You okay? What's going on? I'm like,
maybe you just concerned friend.
It only been a day. I'm not that interesting to like be
you
that
correct.
concerned. Yeah, to be that
concerned. Absolutely
right?
true. That is accurate.
So me and Kyle matched on there. Then we started talking. We got a feel for the other one. It was like, all right, he's not.
All of this, you know what it is? Okay, this is continue your story, but I'm going to say something afterwards.
So we decided, hey, let's get a drink. It was like, okay, so we meet up and we just hung out, and then from there, it's been beautiful ever since. You know,
dating. This is what I was going to say. The conventions of making a new friend and dating is the same exact muscle.
Pretty much.
It's the same muscle movement, if you will.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same. I had this conversation with one of my friends a while ago where I hung out with one of my girlfriends. We went to brunch, and then I needed to buy sunscreen, so we went to Sephora because there's a sunscreen that I like that they sell there, and it was easy to get. And while I was there, I was like, oh, girl, I just bought this new CC cream. Like, you should buy some too. And she was like, really? It has like an SPF, like 50. I'm getting into the weeds. But so we did that. And then we went to a coffee shop. We were hanging out for like hours. Mm-hmm. And like, casually, she mentioned to me that she was bisexual. And I was like, I didn't know this about you. This is fantastic. Awesome. But as I was getting on the train, I was like, we were on a date. Like, this is fully a date. Like, this was a very long and great date. So then I had a lot of questions on myself. It was like, well, is us like the muscle memory of going out with a girlfriend on a platonic, non-romantic or sexual way is the same thing of me going on a date with a guy. It's literally, and most of the time I walk out enjoying the like girlfriend dates than the guy dates.
Yeah, no, that I guess that's true. Because you're spending time. Like I remember seeing it was a long time, some little video of a comedian. He was like one of his more richer, famous comedian friends. He took him out, and I guess they went out like on a gun range or something like that, just something fun to do. And when they got in the car, he was like, "Thanks, man." He was like, "What? You took me out on a date today?" He was like, "What?" Don't. And then it was Lil Duval, so you know how Lil Duval is. So, and he was like, "What? Don't be saying that." He was like, "No, for real. You took me out on a date because like this is something I've never done. We experienced it together, and we learned something." It was like, and Lil Duval was answering as Lil Duval would in that regard. But it was hilarious. So yeah, hanging out with, trying to make new, but it's harder. Like I guess because what expectations does a person have when trying to make a new friend? I guess
I don't know. Well. But this is why I think...
Or how do you gauge expectations?
This is why I think the same muscle memory is similar to dating. Like, what are your expectations when you go on a date? Like, what are you gaining from it? It's at the end of the day, no matter if it's platonic or romantic or sexual in nature in terms of your objective, there's still things that you're looking for to continue the conversation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I guess the expectations to dating are a little more limited than, like, what do you want out of a friendship? Or,
is it?
I don't know. Maybe not, because when you're because again,
we'll put it in your shoes. You were the one who went and met Kyle on Bumble BFF. Mm-hmm. You guys went on a getting to know you like
a man date.
It was, and I hate the adding of a man to make it more masculine. You went on a platonic date.
Yeah, we went on.
What was your expectations coming? What did you want out of that?
I guess overall, just somebody I could like hang out with, when I was free, and we could like shoot the shit and share stories and yada 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 stuff like that.
Is that not what you like? At least on a first date, is that not what you want when you go on a first date with women? Like, how is it different?
True. I guess the expectation is to find out. Well, I guess the overall goal is to find out, like, will this person enjoy me or will I not enjoy? I don't know. I guess
it's the
same thing. I don't know. Maybe it's just different because my friendships are always very, like, yeah, we hang out. We may not see each other for a while, but, like, we're cool. But, like, I can't ignore a girl that I'm dating for, like, months at a time and then pop back up and be like, oh, so, yeah, let's just go out again. She'll be like, no, fuck you. So,
no, fair enough.
So it's not so much the expectations or the goals are different. It's just like the mechanics of it. You have to operate differently. Like
that's fair.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So there you go. So that was
So is Kyle in our age range?
Yes, Kyle is.
I'm not trying to like put him on blast in terms of like giving like specific numbers and stuff like that.
I guess the world. I am 30.
Yes, you just turned 30,
and I'm hurt by this. I have a terrible story, actually. I'm going to go on a tangent for 1 second. Mm-hmm. I've always looked a little older for a long time.
That's correct. I follow you on Instagram now, so now I've seen.
Yes. So I've always looked older for some time. What was it, the other day or was it last night or the other night? Anyways, I was on the train waiting around for my train to come. I was on the platform, sorry. And there was what do you call them? The train attendants or whatever, the people who sweep.
Oh, I get. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we could just call them train attendants. So it was a guy there just sweeping, and I thought I was in his way, so I proceeded to like back up a little bit. But then he like stopped to look at me, and I'm like, okay, I'm thinking he's gonna tell me something. Mind you, I did this thing. I try my best to look as unwelcoming as possible in this city, because I don't like.
So you want to have like a resting bitch face.
Yes. and I try this like actively, but people still seem to walk up to me and ask me for directions.
Because you look like a sucker.
But why would you want to ask for directions from that person? So I don't know. So they ask. So I make it a point where I get upset when people talk to me because I'm like, And so I, for some reason, I instinctively did it. I reached for my headphones like I was taking them out my ear, but I didn't have them in there at the time. So I just looked weird doing that. So anyways, he stops me and he starts talking about like, yeah. He had like a super raspy voice. Like he has been smoking for a long time. It was just like like that, like it was replaced. And so he starts talking about like these kids don't understand. They're what's with this generation nowadays? Like they wear $100 shoes and $200 headphones and all, but they can't pay $275. They want to jump the turn thing all the time, the whatever it's called.
Well, the answer is yes.
Yeah,
if you're paying for all these things, you don't have enough money to buy this train ticket, to buy this Metro card.
And I just kind of did the thing where I just like stare and smile.
Okay, but to be fair, this generation, we're not in this we're not Gen Z.
Yeah,
both of us.
So, so here's where it got like I took offense a little bit. Because then he started like, yeah, they're so crazy. Like they don't have the extra money as priorities. That's what I said to him. I was like, yeah, priorities. I just tried to parrot him so he would go away. And I have too. And then he was like, yeah, because back in our day, we got summer jobs and stuff like that, and we'd have always some. That's why I always have change in my pocket. And I had to like stop. I was like, how old do you think I am? Because he was like, I'm 57. And he sounded like he was smoking for like 55 of those years. And he's like, I'm 57. I always have change in my pocket because you never know. And he's like, but we didn't have to do all that. We were prepared. Again, he kept using we and us and our. And I'm just like, no, this is not. And I was so irritated. I didn't have the energy to just correct him, so I just let him keep saying it. But I got on that train, was really hurt. I'm like, I'm not that old looking.
No, you're not. I don't. That funny. First of all, I've been working since I was 14. Like so New York, across the 5 boroughs, we have something called SYEP, Summer Youth Employment Program, where you have to do a lottery, you do a draw, to get jobs. And so I worked with kids. I was a camp counselor in the Bronx.
As a kid, working with other kids?
I was a great camp counselor, actually. Okay. Kids, the range of 8 to 12-year-olds, that's my jelly and jam. I can do that.
Jelly and jam.
Like, I can do that. Because, up to 8, you're not really self-sufficient. And then once you get to 13, you automatically turn into an asshole. So, 8 to 12 range, we could do this. Fair. Like, if I ever become a mom, those are my wonder years. That's it for me. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, I've always had a summer job. So, I'm trying to give my man the benefit of the doubt. But you do have a mature face, but not 50s.
Thank you for mature.
No, but not in your. That's rude. Not in your face. Well, let's do this. We are 2 years apart. We are in the same age range. So if you're 30, I'm 28, and I just turned 28, just like you turned 30. Mm-hmm. How old do you think I look? And I don't have my makeup, so there's no hiding of my face.
27, 26.
Okay, yes, I look my age.
Yeah.
How old do you think you look? Oh, thank you. How old do you think you look?
32.
No, yeah, okay, yeah, early to mid 30s.
Okay, you went up a
little
higher.
32 to 35 is not 30. So yes.
Because mid is 34.
No, mid is 35. Literally the middle of that decade.
Yeah.
Is 35.
So mid.
So
35. I said 32.
30 to 35 is not a big age range, sir. It's really not.
It's not.
Once you turn 30, you've been paying bills for a while.
Yeah.
So then after that, what is the real difference?
I don't know, a war. Depending on when you were 30.
Not a war. I mean, you're closer to pension.
Yeah.
You're closer to being able to withdraw your 401k without penalties.
And that's the thing. I'm old. I'm 30, but then in black man years, I'm probably 60, 70. So.
Yeah. So in black woman years.
Well, black women years are different because y'all age in reverse depending on what you're going through.
You know what? I FaceTime my parents and I look my mother's face. My mother is me in 21. We have the same exact, literally the same exact face. And my mom has lost a lot of weight. She's been exercising in the gym. And I saw her and I was like, bitch, I see your clavicle. She's like, I haven't seen this in 30 years. I was like, you better go off. Like, she looks great. Okay. I was FaceTiming both my mom and my dad. Like, they were just like both sitting in bed and we were just talking. It was nice.
Nah, I just, everybody tells me I look tired.
You do look weary.
World weary.
World weary.
Yes, there's world weariness. So this, like, I was in a Target once not too long ago. It was around Father's Day, and this dude saw me, and he clearly looked like the cookout dad. He had like sandals on and the Bluetooth and everything. He saw me in the Target. He was like, "Happy Father's Day, man!" And I was walking, and I was walking, and I heard him, and I kind of looked because like I felt his voice directed at me, but I didn't feel like he was talking to me.
To be fair, though, like at 18, you could wish somebody happy like Father's Day.
Well, yeah, but
to be devil's advocate,
I could also say that's like a 13-year-old and say Happy
Don't
Father's
say
Day.
that. I don't like it. We got to cut that. That's terrible.
I think it's terrible too, but it's a fact. But the point was, he said it with this assuredness of like, that's a dad right there, because then his wife or whomever that was with him,
but you do
she
give
laughed and he was like, "You just look tired." I was like, "Thank you."
To be fair, I will say this as somebody who has hung out with you, you do give me big dad energy.
Big dad energy.
I just think the way you carry yourself. I think just the way you move, like the way, like you have like a sweat rag, like washcloth in your back pocket.
Because it's hot.
No.
It's summertime.
And I don't disagree with any of those things. That doesn't stop the fact that like when you become a dad, eventually somebody's gonna look at you and be like, "That matches."
That matches. Okay, that's cool. You know what? I'm gonna do it in reverse. If I have children, I'm gonna get like super in shape and get like
do that
muscular.
Sure.
And I'm gonna be all young.
But like you do give like you're not necessarily like fashion forward. You don't really like follow trends, and that's fine. Like you're not ugly. Like you don't dress terribly.
Oh, okay. Well,
you just
cool.
kind of put on clothes.
Yeah, I wear light blue and dark blue shirts.
That is actually, now that I'm doing like a quick collage of all the outfits I've seen you in, it's in the same gray blue range.
Consistency. I'm a creature of habit.
Versus me, all right, bring that back to me. Every time you see me dress,
ripped pants and
that's true.
And a dress and jackets and stuff. Yeah, you switch it up. There you go. You have variety. I like variety too, but like my variety is like going to a fast food place. Like you say you're gonna get something different, but then you just get whatever.
The one, like, we're gonna get into it. Like the one thing I always found fascinating about you when you mentioned that you never wear shorts.
Oh yeah. I don't really wear shorts because I have very skinny legs.
Okay.
Like,
does your legs not match your upper body?
They look very third world-esque. Like they're like scrawny, where it's like, oh, there's not much meat on those things. So
that's terrible.
Yeah, those are my legs. I like them. They're moisturized. They're just malnourished.
I wasn't assuming that they weren't. It was just more like it's hot in New York, so like why?
But I guess I've gotten used to it.
No, that's fine. Like I guess it's because like when we hang out, I'm in short shorts and I'm like in a I'm trying to stay cool, and you're the opposite.
I mean, my top is cool. My bottoms.
No, but when I first met you, you literally had on a like long sleeve T-shirt that you rolled the sleeves up.
Oh,
and
well,
was
that
like,
was
wow.
because again, I thought it was fashionable. I liked it. I didn't say I'm good at it. I just said I liked it. That's the.
One day I'm gonna what if I have the opportunity. One day I'm actually going to go with you shopping.
Oh, me shopping is very
sad.
No, sad is such a strong word. I would like to think
disappointing.
It is underwhelming.
That's also not a great. That's that's not a slightly more positive word though.
Well, I wasn't going for positive. I just wanted a better word.
Okay, so like it's like okay, so it's
You know what sometimes I do when I go shopping? If I happen to catch in the corner of my eye like a mannequin that has a nice outfit, I'm like, ooh, let me get something close to that. And then like the realities of money will hit, and I'm like, I can't afford all that.
But just because,
let me get like half of it.
Okay.
And wear that.
To be like, okay, we Can we schedule this in the future?
Sure.
Okay. I like just a suggestion of clothes. Then again, like I dress like a like Collider movie talk, but like in clothes form.
Okay.
It's a lot of like comic book T-shirts.
Well, see, I got plenty of those.
But but I think it's how you carry yourself in them. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I'll have to improve that. That was a thing I told myself to do this year, but I'll have to restart that.
Was that like your New Year's resolution?
Oh, my New Year's in the trash. I'm going to have to start over.
No, yeah, just reset. It's fine.
Yeah.
Like no judgment. I just feel as though. Why are you laughing?
I'm just laughing.
I just feel as though the potential is like this. Like it's like a ball of like kinetic energy.
There you go.
But it just needs to be.
It just needs to be pushed into a.
It just needs to like expand. You know what I mean?
Like,
I
need to blow up.
You do need to blow up.
Spontaneously combust into fashion.
Well, just yes. I think the pieces are there. I just think there's again, it's the because you do walk around as if like the clothes are there. Like
yeah.
Like it's I'm clothed.
I'm clothed. I'm not breaking the law.
How you walk around.
That is my bar. As long as I have on clothes.
But that's the energy you provide.
Yeah, because
which is like it's okay. Like some people like that.
Yeah, it works for me. It works. It's my thing.
I don't think it's your thing. I think it's just a reality right now. I wouldn't say it's like your shtick.
It could be. Maybe I'll go for that. Never know. So yeah, we've been doing podcast things. Another topic. Oh, we were talking about Kyle, but somehow we went like,
we really went completely off topic.
Completely off topic.
Okay, so you met Kyle, Bumble BFF. What industry is Kyle in? Do we want to say that, or do you want to keep that like on? I don't want to be.
I'll wait for him to do all that.
So
I'll just say
Kyle, you met on Bumble BFF. Kyle is your buddy now.
Yeah.
Kyle is white. Kyle is Canadian. Kyle is married.
Yes.
Kyle is in our age range, both of us. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So we have.
Have you met any other friends?
There actually is someone I did meet on there. His name is Zane.
Like the novelist?
Yeah, I had to point that out to him when I met him.
Is he also white?
Black.
Okay.
Black.
Wait, he didn't know Zane?
What?
Like he didn't know Zane.
I think he did. Yeah, he knew.
You just had to point it out.
I had to point it out.
I thought you were saying like you had to point it out as if he didn't know who
it was. Yeah, no. I pointed out
as
though like, hey, so do you get many Zane jokes? He's like, yeah. Okay. So he's cool. He's black, quiet guy, but seems nice.
Is Kyle quiet?
Kyle is pretty lively. He's not as quiet.
So where do you? I feel like you're kind of like the
nice middle.
You're the nice middle. I feel like at least the interactions I've had with you, I think you're more quiet quiet
by nature.
Yes, I think you're more quiet by nature, but I think your personality either scales up or down depending on who you can react against.
Yeah, I'm like water.
Yeah.
And people are cups.
Yeah.
And some people are sippy cups. Some people are those cool Burger King cups that you get with the Disney promotion. And those, I'm just thinking of cups now at this point.
Okay. So the point is that you react to, I feel like that's our interactions. Like I think I'm actually also quiet by nature, but I feel like I react to how you react, and so I become a little bit more livelier. Though that's actually not my that's not actually my standard. I'm usually the quiet one.
Okay. Well, yeah, I can be interactive one, and then it just depends on the people. And me and Kyle, we get along. We have that was one of the things we try to discuss on the podcast. Is I enjoy his train of thought. We have a similar way of thinking. We probably have we clash on some stuff, but not enough to where like, oh, I hate you. Just enough to where it's like, oh, okay, we disagree.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's always fun. You can debate, and I like debating by nature, so it works out that way. Which that'll probably be what many future episodes will consist of, is us arguing or just saying like, oh, because we really like video games, for example. So we talk about video games.
I feel like I am a disappointment to the nerd community because gaming is not like I peaked at gaming after like Game Boy.
I have this wonder with myself of when I'm gonna peak because I feel it coming, and I'm like sad about it.
Why do you think? Why do you think? Is it a cost thing? Is it a time thing?
Time, really, and a lot of the games that I prefer to play now, they don't make them as much or in as many intervals.
What is your genre
Like
of choice?
like I like so I like RPGs, role playing games.
I know what RPG is.
I'm saying it to a potential person listening to
Okay.
this as well. I feel like I should describe my acronyms as I use them because professional.
Sure.
But I like RPGs primarily in like story games, but like you have to dedicate 60 odd hours to those, generally 60, 70 hours on average.
Yep.
And I don't have 60 like it'll get to the point where, and then and so this is weird too. I became an adult, and
was that a recent development or?
Fairly, yeah. So once I became an adult, I have to buy my own video games, but then I found out I can buy video games whenever I want. So a game will come out, I'll buy it, I'll play it for a little bit, and then whoop, there's another game coming. So now I have to get ready to buy that one. So now I ignore the other one like a stepchild, and then I go and focus on.
Can you not sell the one that you stopped playing on like GameStop or something?
Well, GameStop is shitty as hell with that whole selling game back thing. But also,
it used to be. Well, to be fair, like the industry has changed dramatically.
Yeah, it's also changed. But also, I'm also a perfectionist where like I still want to beat the other game, like complete all the way. But now,
but you never do.
I never do. The only benefit to this is that it allows me to go back to older stuff and still play it like it's new and be excited. But then, mind you, I'll buy like 3-4 games within a span of 3 months, and I'm having to like get to that queue. So that's why I'm peaking, is I do too much.
Okay.
Yeah. So eventually, I'm just gonna kind of stop caring and have this large pile of games. It's gonna basically be like.
Do you genuinely have a lot of games?
I do. They're just all there. I can't remember the games I tend to actually complete are like the small focused ones. Like, have you ever heard of the Walking Dead game? Like the little story adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know. I don't know. You said you peaked the Game Boy.
I also about to, well, to be fair though, I also work in brand marketing at Redacted. So one of our brands had a partnership with The Walking Dead.
Okay, yeah. So
both the game and
the show. Okay, yeah. So like the Walking Dead games are, because they're episodic, they release. You can beat them in like what 2-3 hours.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I like story stuff like that. That it's really quick and simple. So like even if you were to get all 5 episodes, it still could beat it in 10 something hours. So.
By the way, just because I peaked at Game Boy, which is true. Gaming is still a medium, a nerd medium. So I like to at least stay abreast of what's happening.
Okay, well that's good.
Line.
All right, well knowing that, I won't speak as if you're the layman. Then I'll assume you know.
You should.
There you go.
I'm a very smart lady.
No, you are. But like I say, you said Game Boy, so wasn't sure.
I did no. Like on an actual, like me having a physical Game Boy, I had the limited edition yellow Game Boy with the Pikachu on the screen.
Yeah,
it was really cute.
Pikachu came out.
And then I had, what was the Game Boy that was the flip, John?
That was,
I want to say it's the DS, but I think that's wrong.
No, that's a DS. Or
Game Boy
3DS.
Yes,
3DS.
Thank you.
No, wait. The Game Boy Advance first.
Yes.
That was the one. Well, no, because initially
but there was one that was literally a square that flipped up.
So, because they had different versions. So there was the first Game Boy Advance, which was like the flat one.
Yep.
It looked kind of like, I don't know if you remember the Sega Game Gear or something like that. Yeah. So
my first gaming console was Sega Genesis.
Okay, yeah. So they had the Game Boy Advance, which was like the flat one. Then there was the Game Boy Advance. There was a version where it was the square that you're talking about. I had that one too.
I had one. That was my last one.
That was the last game. Yeah, because that was technically the last Game Boy.
That was.
Yeah. Then they came out with the 3DS and all that stuff.
So that was my last one.
Yeah. So that was static. So, but what was I saying? Oh yeah. So video games. I feel like I'm peaking. So I'm kind of sad about that because games are a big part of my life.
Well, find another hobby.
Like what?
I mean, what else do you like? Is gaming your hobby? Like genuinely your hobby?
I mean, I, if anything, I just like the aspects of gaming. Like I play video games now. Like when I think of the type of games I play, I don't mind competitive stuff, but like I have a very short attention span for them. So like the Call of Duties of the world. Like I'm probably one of the few people who like when a Call of Duty comes, because they come out annually now. I'll play the Call of Duty for the story.
Okay.
and then sell it afterwards because
Okay.
a lot of people don't play the story, the campaign. They just play multiplayer.
But you already said that you like story.
Yeah, so I play stuff for that. But then but now I'm getting to the point where I don't want to buy a Call of Duty just to play an action movie.
You know what it is? I think I've realized as I've gotten older that like having a hobby is how you don't become like a social misfit. Like when you get seriously, like when you get older. Like, you can't just, like, have your job. Like, your job can't be everything.
Yeah.
So you got to do something outside of work.
Mm-hmm.
And, even if it's just, like, exercising or whatever the fuck. Like, whatever you need to do.
Or recording a podcast.
Or recording a podcast. Or whatever. Like, you need to have a hobby.
Because then you'll be a serial killer without one.
I was actually going to say that, but I was trying to be, like, keep it top level. But,
No.
but it's true. Like, especially when you're a single adult. With no kids.
You just seem creepy.
Yeah.
Which is not fair. I think that's judgmental.
Like, it was so... talking to my parents on FaceTime today, and they were talking, like, when you were coming for the holiday, like, when you were coming home. I was like, December. They were like, well, you came home in November. I was like, no, I came home in November because my sister, who has a kid, couldn't come home in December. Right. So I came when she came, so all three of us are there. Because everything my mom wants is just all three of us together for the holidays, no matter what the holiday is. Yeah. And I was like, I don't have responsibilities. And I was like, I barely can take care of myself. So, like, I have to base my schedule, and my schedule is super flexible, even though I have a legitimate job and, like, work at a very important company. But still, like, I have to dictate it on when my sister can come with my niece. Fair. Because my niece has another side of the family. So, yeah, if they're like, we're going to whatever wherever, my sister's boyfriend's family's from to visit so that they can see the baby in December, guess when I'm not going home? I'm not going home in December. So I just had that moment of like, wow, I have no responsibilities like that.
I think about that often, like, cause I know my dad likes to remind me of that to like make me feel better about stuff. He'd be like, well, you ain't got no big responsibilities, so you can do whatever you want. I'm like, I do.
Well, that's the problem too, is that like I'm also super washed. Like
I just learned what wash meant months ago, and maybe that's because I'm not of this generation.
You should know it because you sir are also washed.
Well,
so I hope you're aware.
We back in my day, we just said tied, just tied.
Sure too. Also, I didn't realize that. I think washed is like a New York term.
Is it? I thought it was a Twitter term.
It could have also been a Twitter term too.
Yeah,
but like I've been using
because I've never heard washed until this year.
Well, really?
Yeah, I've never heard it until now.
Yeah, no, I've been using it for a while. Like, but it's true. Like, I am quite boring. And me going out and doing things, I'm just like, wow, a gift. Only because, it's not like I don't have friends. I genuinely do. I just rather be home.
Yeah, I'd rather do things at the house. I don't know. Sometimes I look out and it's like, yeah, I could go, but like, do I have to?
That's me too. Like, my social battery gets on E very, very quickly.
Yeah, I only got one. So the other one was buzzed out by 21. So like that's just dead. So like really is this one that keeps me going. And yeah, once we.
But also like you're very interesting because we're gonna talk about you now.
Okay.
More about you. You have a roommate.
Yes.
But like you hang out with your roommate.
We interact.
Okay.
I like we're very cordial. We're cool. We respect each other's space.
How old is he?
24, 25.
Oh, see, that's he's about to hit his like peak.
Like, in terms of what
like he's about to hit the top and then it's gonna plummet. It's coming soon.
Yeah, it's gonna come soon, like a year or two. So he's cool. I think we get along pretty well, for the most. Yeah, there's no like negatives besides like the regular little stuff that can crop up. But for the most part, we get along pretty well.
Is he a social butterfly?
I don't think he's a social butterfly, but he's sociable.
Much more than you.
Yeah. I'm not very sociable at all. Like
your age is absolutely showing.
Exactly. Or when I am sociable, like. Nah, that's what Chris is doing for the week. Like that's it. Some people are like, yeah, I got this going on.
And check the mark.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm like, oof, I did this Wednesday. I'll see you next Wednesday because that's the next time you go, or 2 weeks from now. So he's sociable in that regard. And then I have friends who will visit me from out of town and stuff like that, and do that. I think ever since I came to New York, obviously my social circle kind of plummeted a bit because you came here not really knowing too many people.
But it sounds like you're building it. You found at least a select.
Yeah, because I'm all about quality over quantity.
But you also did pick friends out, Kyle just on paper seems like a wonderful man, but he's also married, so that's. No. You are the single friend.
Yeah, I'm the single friend. It's even the reason why he was not here today, this afternoon, I'm being judgy. He had a thing with his wife's sister or whatever. She was in town, and it was kind of all right, cool. I guess you have to cancel. Awesome. Wife stuff. I don't know. I can't relate. I don't have many friends, close friends, who are in relationships.
I do. So the last year, I went from not going to any weddings to it will be 3 by 2020.
Oh, okay.
So the first one I went to was in February with my friend. The other one was 2 months after with one of my college buddies that we've known each other since our pre-freshman program. We've been friends for 10 years. And I love him dearly.
Interesting.
And he married his now husband. He's wonderful. And then I just went wedding dress shopping, not for myself, but for my other friend. Yeah, last week. So she's getting married next year, and I'm in the wedding party. So we are we as in my friend circle, we're getting old. But one of my other friends, she's been with her boyfriend for years. They live together. He's probably going to engage, propose soon.
I always wonder is how long I can keep the single thing going whilst also if everybody else gets married or in relationships. Cause
I mean, that's it's a combination of that's majority your choice though, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, obviously. Well, I mean, it's my choice in the sense of
no, it's single, that's why I said majority.
Meeting it's somebody to be not, because I always wonder I always have this idea in my head okay, so I guess you get a girlfriend or something, and then do I have to only hang out with other couples?
No. I hang out with one of my best friends and her boyfriend all the time.
Well, because I wonder that seems so boring.
But then again, I just had this conversation. I think I am a very good friend of girlfriend. I am.
Okay.
I am I am the one where the dude the boyfriend will dab me up hey yo what's up that is me. I am the queen of that because I'm very chill. I keep to myself, and as long as you're not if you're not terrible to her or being abusive or things like that, we'll get along.
Yeah, I'm a good friend to my coupled friends.
So then,
I'm awesome.
But it sounds like for you though, do you feel awkward or insecure in the fact that you're the single friend hanging out with the married couple?
Not awkward. It's depending on the couple.
Or does it make you feel
part of me be man, I am doing way better than you guys. Depending on the
couple, right?
Depending on the couple, and sometimes it's oh, that's so cute. You keep that going. Maybe I'll do that one day. I don't know.
Do you like being single?
I like my solitude.
Fair.
Because I am not I'm alone, but I'm not lonely per se. So I've never felt. And the times I felt lonely were just. Depression, so it's not really about being with anybody. It was just more a separate thing. So no, I've never really thought about it, but I guess optics wise, you don't want to be 40 on paper. I mean, because I'm already 40 in the face. I don't want to be 40 on paper.
Not 40. You're mid 30s.
All right, but I don't want to be 40 on paper and showing up with a different girl at every cookout.
But do you feel that's a societal pressure or
internally?
So you want
the society. I don't care what people.
Okay, so but I do think that there is a societal pressure on people to
obviously
get
settled.
But do you actually in your interest want to settle down?
Yeah, it would be nice if it's the right person and stuff. Yeah,
gotcha.
Yeah, because a lot of people just want to fulfill that to just. Fulfill it. It doesn't matter who. They'll just work around it.
Right.
I don't want it to just be anybody because that would just be
terrible.
I would hate it. We'd hate each other. Somebody will end up on Bumble again. So it's just secretly or not. So it's just, why do that? why do that. That's unfortunate.
That's fair.
So what were what will we go back to? Because I feel like we went on a tangent again.
Yeah.
Now I remember. So yeah, the big premise of the podcast that we were just gonna discuss topics, day-to-day stuff. Since you're here and we have some time left, I feel like one of the things we have a mutual thing is like movies and stuff like that. And then you're a professional movie person.
I'm not a professional movie
You're
person.
a professional movie person. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So does this extend to TV or just movies?
I like TV. I struggle with TV because there's so much TV. And they're short episodes. Like the new model is like 8 to 10.
Yeah.
You're not seeing large format 16, 18 episode shows unless you're going to like the big cable guys. But
right.
The problem is that when you add that up, that's 8 hours of television versus 2 hours max in a movie theater. My attention span is just not built for TV, to be honest.
Gotcha. I actually enjoy the TV format just because I like, again, the episodic nature of it. So it's just like I can learn more. Because unless a movie is really done really well, then you have to kind of things are either rushed, the pacing's all off, et cetera, et cetera. So
no, that's fair. But then again, there are also short, like there are definitely series that even with the long amount of time, they muddle in the middle.
Oh, right,
so,
yeah.
They might have a really crisp beginning, a really strong ending, but the middle is very muddy.
That's true. Like the best example I can think of, Heroes. Did you ever watch that?
I never watched Heroes, actually.
No?
I never watched Heroes.
It was so good. It was awesome. Well, again, of course I watched it. It was amazing. The first season, perfect. The second season, also, but around when the second season came out, that's when that big writer's strike had happened. And so Heroes was like the clearest victim of that. And then, because even the second season got shortened to 12 episodes as opposed to 24 from the first season. So they shortened the second season. Then by the time season 3 kind of cropped up, the damage was done, and they were just, trying to keep above water.
There's a bunch of shows that I have on my list, recent shows that I have a list that I want to watch. I have not seen Russian Doll. I'd like to watch that. I have not seen Fleabag. I would like to watch that. I want to watch Remy on Hulu. I have not watched season 2. I've watched the first couple episodes of Barry season 2. I haven't finished.
So good.
I am excited, episodic, of a show that's coming out actually this weekend or early next week. The Righteous Gemstones.
Oh, with Danny McBride.
Yes, I am actually very much looking forward to that.
I'm actually looking forward to that one. Yeah, that's great.
That seems very much in my wheelhouse because I really I loved Vice Principals, and it is that weird, absurdist level of humor that Danny McBride has that I would like to watch. So Righteous Gemstones on my list. Years and years I heard on HBO is also fantastic and I want to watch. So that's on my list of things to do. And we both really enjoyed Euphoria.
Oh yeah, Euphoria was so good. It was
so good.
It was so pretty. Just so pretty.
So pretty.
So pretty. But it was funny because I was talking to somebody and I just didn't really get the end. I'm like, well, and I wanted to get mad, but I just said, never mind.
No, I got to see 4 episodes in advance because I wrote a review about it, and I was like, oh, this is definitely my shit. Like from the music, I was a big fan growing up. We talked about this. Like I was a big Degrassi fan, and this is like Degrassi on acid,
and other drugs,
and
apparently.
a myriad of other drugs. But there's nothing I love more than like a white, maybe affluent, maybe not drama. That's why I love Big Little Lies so much. I love white women, rich white women drama is definitely my shit.
Oh, okay.
I just love them being messy. Like I'm being. The first time I saw Big Little Lies, I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be me. This is my shit.
Is it like Revenge for VH1?
No, I'm not even.
VH1 became.
No, not even because I still watch like Love and Hip Hop.
Oh, okay.
So that's not even it. I just I have always been gravitated to like rich white women drama. So Big Little Lies, when it came out, I said, oh, yeah, no.
That was just your stuff, right?
I watched Big Little Lies. I was visiting a friend in Amsterdam. I was flying back. They had 4 out of the 8 episodes of the first season.
Right.
And this is after they won all their Emmys and shit like that. And I watched the first 4, and I literally got it. I was on a red eye. I watched the first 4 episodes in the last 4 hours before we landed, got home, watched the other 4. Completely sleep deprived, but was obsessed.
You just wanted to get through the drama.
I loved it. It's so good. So that's why I like that and like Degrassi, where like I wouldn't say like there's some of the Degrassi characters were I believe affluent. Most of them are like middle class at least.
Mm-hmm.
But like again, it was pretty much all white kids, except for like like Drake, or then you had like what was his name, Connor. Like who was like the new Drake because he was another mixed kid that was he had Asperger's on the show. I'm not even joking. Liberty, and she was like the weird black girl nerd and whatnot, and that was interesting. But she was always cute. She's like a DJ now.
Good for her.
Anyway, so they had like slight diversity, but really not. But I loved Degrassi. I don't know why I loved Degrassi, but that was like the first. There was like the first time I ever watched, or at least on TV,
like a show,
a shooting, like a school shooting on TV.
Oh.
First time I saw an episode about rape. First time I saw on TV somebody coming out, like a lot of different things. So it was actually like for its time, it was actually really progressive.
I never really got into Degrassi. I was a disappointed child because
so when the Drake music video "I'm Upset" came out, you just didn't get the hype.
Somebody had to tell me about it. Yeah, I did not get it at all. Nothing. Literally, everything escaped me. It just went over my head.
I got my whole life watching that music video.
I was just like, "That's cool." Is it Degrassi stuff? And then I never watched Degrassi because I felt like I was tricked by movies and TV before high school, and I thought high school was supposed to be that, and it wasn't. And I went to a small high school, so.
Oh well, first of all, like even watching Euphoria, like I loved. Don't get me wrong, like you'll see it in other movies, but like for the most part, I watched movies as a kid, but my parents were very conservative, so like it wasn't like I can watch like a lot of wild stuff. But they're like on TV. They're like, oh, this Canadian show. Like, what is this about? So they didn't pay any mind. So I'm just like, oh, so it's on the end.
Yeah,
you know, like it was noggin in the daytime.
Yeah, then like,
and then it was transferred to so I was watching this show. They had no clue what I was watching. It was a wild show, actually. No. And so, God, I don't even know how old I was. I have to look up like when Degrassi came on. I don't think we were probably in junior high. Maybe.
Probably
junior high. Yeah, no. But anyway, yeah, love the show. But even watching Euphoria, my high school experience was nowhere near that.
Yeah, I was really disappointed because I wanted that.
Not my Black Mama. Cool. I don't know what Rue's Black Mama was doing.
Yeah, who knows? Because I know when Rue pulled that knife shard that shard of glass out at her, I was like,
no, that's not real. That is not realistic to my reality. But that's the thing. Like, my parents, I was never. The only times I was really allowed to like go out was like if we had school parties, like school dances. You know, the ones where the lights are off, and then you got like the teachers like flashing flashlights to make sure that they're not like people ain't grinding too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So in the gym,
I could have done stuff like that, but there wasn't much of that going on around my high school at the time. And then like. Everything else with people hanging out was just really like
you met
up at people's. Oh God, no! I was in the middle. It was like I wasn't.
I find that really because you were like cute.
No, I didn't think I was cute back then. I definitely was more awkward than I am then.
No, but like Liam, you were cute in the face, but like
I don't think so. I think I had bad acne at one point, and then
you definitely didn't post those pictures on Instagram. You posted the best light of yourself.
Oh no, those are just probably the only ones. Like I didn't take pictures. I'm not a photogenic person.
I also hate pictures.
So
I also don't think I'm photogenic.
There's not. Yeah, like if I ever became famous or infamous, there's not gonna be much pictures to like show like. And then this was the point where things turned dark. Like
so
you're not gonna have many.
Very nerdy.
Yeah, but I was in the middle. Like I wasn't picked on per se, but also people weren't like, oh, I want to hear what Chris has to say because he's so cool. Like no, but
I was definitely bullied.
Like I said, people said like I got the occasional comment about how I talked, you know, but that whole how I talk white thing. But you get over that, and then plus if you have your little friend group,
definitely don't.
I talk better than people I grew up with. Let's put it that way. So let's put it that way. I talk much better than they could. So
I mean, but I think you get that growing up. Like
so that was about it. Other than that, I wasn't. High school was pretty. I had senioritis freshman year of high school. I was like, I'm over the fact that I'm going to see all of you for another 3 years. So let's hurry this up.
No, I got bullied in junior high school pretty badly, and then high school I was just like whatever. But I was very much like the standard type A, goody two shoes valedictorian.
I wasn't particularly smart. or stupid. I just did my work and just kind of like got to be left alone.
I think how. Well, I would hope you grow and develop, but I think sometimes like that like nugget of like.
Oh, it always that part of us always sticks. I think that people really underestimate. Like I get that you shouldn't base how you move in life as an adult off of how you were treated in high school, clearly, but
you need to go to therapy for that, please.
Yes, but to some degree, therapy or not, you have to remember, like, high school is the quintessential time. Like, you're in the middle of your adolescence. That's going
like moving into your adulthood.
So like all these interactions, however they affect you, good or bad, they're gonna stick with you for some time, and then they obviously will just morph and grow depending on your life experiences. So like,
I think from my experience, I see that as somewhat true. I think there's still a type A-ness to me. I think there's definitely a goody two shoes element to me.
Yeah. Well, goody two shoes element too.
Okay.
No, I don't know. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, because goody two shoes feels like an insult, but it's not really.
I think since we are talking about it, no,
okay.
I'm not intending it to be an insult to myself.
Bad. Yeah, it's not bad.
But I think there's a lot more laxness to me. I think, or a little bit more go with the flowness to me that I definitely did not have. And as I've gotten older, I've tried to do less of like second guessing, or not second guessing myself, or like, but more so like overthinking things. I'm still not good at it, but like I did it a lot more when I was in high school.
It's funny. I was very carefree. I think I was more so carefree, and then the anxiety just got so much worse as I became an adult.
I mean, I guess if you want to talk about it, but like what gives you an anxiety now as an adult? Outside of like the standard, bills, bills, career.
I get a lot of anxiety. Well, when I was younger, I guess I created like these really weird, and I think we all do it, but I created all these weird benchmarks that I thought I'd hit by certain ages. And yeah. So and maybe it was because I would either see people who were that age, and then I'd be like, wow, such and such is a loser, or such and such is really cool. I can't wait to be better or the same as that. And then I would constantly compare it to my age, insert whatever that would be, and they'd be like, I thought I just mark.
Like 16-year-old Joi thought she was going to be married by 25.
You know what 16, 15-year-old Chris thought 21-year-old Chris would be doing? 21. So I thought I would have like a cool insert something tech job. Didn't even actually really know what precisely. Some kind of job with computers. I'd have some cool loft apartment in a metropolitan city, preferably New York or downtown Detroit.
Okay.
But this was before Detroit got like good downtown, so like I guess New York. But mind you, I hadn't been to New York yet. I just watched TV. I'd have a motorcycle. That was how I commute around.
Okay.
Yeah. I'd have some like weird kind of artsy girlfriend with big hair, and like she'd be a photographer or something like that. And
weird artsy girlfriend with big hair.
Yeah.
Okay.
And weird is the wrong word. She'd be eclectic a bit. And,
eclectic?
Yeah, eclectic.
Oh, yeah.
And like she would decorate our apartment or something like that. That was,
okay.
Yeah, like I leave decoration up to her, and it'd be like, oh, a weird painting, but something she likes because her parents have money. I don't know, just something like that.
Okay.
But that was how I envisioned my 21s being. Needless to say, not tech job, but I worked at a fast food restaurant.
Sure. Loft is a no.
Loft was a no. I think I was.
Do you even know how to ride a motorcycle?
I took a class, but I need to learn. I need to get a permit.
So it's a no.
No.
Okay.
No in the loft, but I do have my own place. Sort of. I was at 21. I was between living with some relative or parents. I forget. I was all over the place.
Well, I mean, the time down, like one, let's say 0.5. 0.5 out of 4. You have a place to live.
Yeah.
You don't work in tech, technically.
I kind of do.
Kind of not.
I use it.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's fair. Okay, so
go.
like we'll add another 0.5. 1 out of 4.
There you go. So it's just like, but I'm doing all that at 30. By 30, I assumed I would like have I don't know, a bigger loft with
more eclectic wife.
Yeah, well, she kind of settled down now because like she's done with the picture thing. She's moved on to like being like a director or something.
This dream for you is quite fascinating. I love this dream.
So yeah, and then I don't have my motorcycle anymore, but I still have it, but I don't really use it as much because I'm kind of, but like
you gotta be safe for the wife.
Yeah, but I have a nice car, something that's mine, like a
definitely different,
like a I don't know, like a Mini Cooper.
Okay.
Wanted a Mini Cooper so bad.
So I mean, but overall, are you happy? Even though that obviously.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's an answer.
I mean, like, overall. Like, if you had to do the sum of, like, the good and the bad, would it net out?
Still figuring that out.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I think we had hit the 5-minute mark 2 minutes ago, I feel like. So, I'm trying to, how do we wrap this up?
Well, I hope you become happy.
Hearts.
I know.
Thank you for taking this very impromptu journey.
I generally don't. Well, I do know how I signed up for this. I just want this on record that you are buying me dinner. So
yeah. So I can get you dessert.
No, you're getting me dinner.
The way my savings account is.
we can get dinner next time.
We will, but I'm gonna feed you today. Either way, it's gonna be like pizza or something.
Pizza's fine.
Yay.
Pizza's fine, depending on the pizza.
We'll see. But thank you for going down this rough pilot. Okay. Now, part of the pilot process is you send it out. The network executives will look over it.
You're not putting this to network executives.
They'll judge it.
You're just probably going to put this on SoundCloud. Or just review it with Kyle, and then y'all decide what you're going to do.
Yeah, I'll just like tell people about it on Facebook or something.
That's what you're exactly what you're gonna do.
Basically.
Wait, are you actually gonna release this one, or is this like a test?
I probably will release it. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, okay.
It won't hurt. I'll call it episode 0.
Yes.
There you go. It'll be 0 with the slash through it. What that means something. I forget. Not infinity, but it means something. Like when you see a 0 with a slash.
Don't end this podcast sounding dumb.
Well, I ended it with a question mark, so I was like, I have to figure it out. I have to wiki that one later. Something you're looking forward to in the week?
Friday, so that I can have my weekend again.
I'm looking forward to putting together this workout bike. Finishing that.
You did say you bought it on Amazon.
Yeah, so I gotta finish that. I started last night, halfway through, and I'm gonna watch Mindhunter season 2.
Oh, yeah, on Netflix.
Yes. So excited. Because I thought it was coming out this week but actually it came out Friday. Okay. So somebody has something to do tomorrow.
Okay.
So that's going to be fun. Did you watch season 1?
No, I did not. I've really struggled with keeping in track with TV. But everybody keeps telling me I should watch it. There's a lot of shows people tell me I need to watch that I don't.
You should.
And I lied to them and say, oh, it's on my list.
Yeah, because if we're going to have interesting conversations, you need to like...
I can talk to you all day about films, especially like films that came out recently. In the indie festival circuit, I could talk to you all day about that.
Oh, that's true. You know, there's a good movie that I have to still finish, but like I really like it every time I watch it up to a point. The Lobster.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that director also did The Favorite. Have you ever seen The Favorite?
No.
The Favorite is fantastic. So The Favorite stars Emma Stone, Olivia Colman, and Rachel Weisz. It's fantastic. Recommend. Okay. And I hate period pieces, but this is a really good film. It is highbrow, white, lesbian classism.
Okay.
All in my wheelhouse. I love it so much. It's so goddamn good. Yeah. Recommend. Okay. See that movie.
Yeah, so I'll definitely watch that on The Lobster because I'm assuming that'll be me.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Not this week, but like what I'm looking forward to next month is I'm going to Toronto International Film Festival.
Fancy.
Yeah, covering as press. That'll be fun. My 3rd year going.
Ooh.
Yeah.
See, professional TV person. What?
Film person. I dabble.
TV, film.
I dabble in film, but like I'm much better at film. I dabble in TV, but I'm much better at film.
Well, I'm still professional. film person.
Not really.
I don't really have any. Under my name will just be Chris, old guy. So
you read it like that exactly.
Yeah,
old guy. Yeah.
So I guess that's. I feel like we've hit that 5-minute mark. I don't really take it off yet. At this point, we're just gonna a moment of silence.
No.
No.
Okay. That makes me very uncomfortable. I'd rather we don't.
I think because like for a lot of podcasts I listen to, they just always like there's the music kind of creeps in, but I think for copyright reasons we can't do that. So
yeah, definitely for copyright reasons we can't do that.
So
Oh,
I'm just humming now.
I'm like, how do we stop? Do we stop now? Do we stop now?
Maybe. Who knows? We're just chit chatting. Maybe because we got like a few seconds left.
Yeah.
So we're talking.
Yeah.
A random thought.
Mm-hmm.
I always wonder when I sit on the train how many people sat there prior to that, but it was like a wet spot beforehand.
That's disgusting. Why would you say that?
Because this is a filthy city. And
it is a filthy city, but just because it's a filthy city doesn't mean that you can come up with a filthy thought. Like, you could have kept that to yourself.
Yeah.
I genuinely didn't need to know that.
Yeah, I always. Because, like, have you ever been on a train and you see, like, a homeless person or something like that?
No, yes.
Sleeping there, and then
or
they get up.
I think the other thing is that, like, if you get on the train and there's, like, random, what you think is, like, random water spread on the seat. And you don't know.
Yeah.
And so you sit in another area or whatnot. But, like, that's the, first of all, you've been living here long enough that this was consciously your choice.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But I still can get freaked out by it.
No, I don't disagree. But what I am saying is that, like, you could just be like, oh, it's a filthy city. Well, you chose to be here also.
No, I had a very, go send them back. Go
no,
back to
we're not doing that. Nope, that is not the narrative we're ending with. Absolutely not. I'm not saying that at all.
Oh, okay, I'm just saying that's how I felt.
No, we're not doing it.
Send him back. Send him back.
That's terrible. No. But more so, like, like New York, that's the thing. New York, it has a lot of good, a lot of bad. Well, it's like, hey, people choose to be here for a reason, for whatever their reason is.
A little more bad. You know, like living in New York has been where I've realized I have to ask myself, like, I didn't see that many penises today. That's a question or a statement I say because I always see random homeless guys just like flashing.
No, don't get me wrong. I have seen my fair share of dicks without my consent. In the streets of New York, don't get me wrong, but I love that. That's a thought you have.
Yeah, like
I've hit my quota.
Yeah, I've hit like I had to say to myself one day, I was like, I only saw 2 dicks today.
Maybe it's just me. I've lived here all of. I'm pretty sure you've seen more than me based on the statement. You've lived here longer, or you've lived here much shorter than I have.
Yeah, well, maybe I'm just always in the high dick ratio like frequency
dick
areas.
magnet over here.
And that's how we end this. With that. So, there you go.
There you go.
I feel like we're good. Oh, okay, yeah, because I don't know. I feel like that was the high point.
There you go.